All right, Playboys, welcome back to another episode of the Tacho Show. So earlier this morning, Nintendo let out a new Nintendo Direct featuring a lot of very interesting games in there, actually. But what we're going to be focusing on today here is the Fortune's Weave stuff. So we'll go ahead and watch this. I actually wasn't able to catch it live because I was a little busy this morning. So this is going to be my first time reacting to this. So let's go ahead and run it and see what they got.
This is the Dagden Empire, a prosperous land.
Oh, this game is rated M? Is this the first rated M Fire Emblem game? Because usually they're rated T, right? What the... Bro, that's very interesting. Okay.
The gods. The capital, Daxian, plays host to the heroic games. The winner of which is
So there's
granted
bootleg
one
Duma.
wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered
This
to
is
participate.
Alucard, my boy.
The story revolves around four heroes. Kai, a young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the
All right,
hunt
you know who
for a
we're going to be
stronger
picking
foe.
over here.
Theodora, a queen
Oh,
seeking to
damn, she
fulfill
bad.
the long-held dream of her homeland.
She is bad as hell, wow.
And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you choose to victory as they weave their own unique tale.
All right, let me know in the comments section which one of those
Between
four you
matches,
got.
You can strengthen your forces in
I got to go with
different ways.
Alucard, man.
Hone your techniques at the training grounds.
Ah, great. Here we go. My least favorite thing of modern Fire Emblem is running around doing mindless tasks.
Or travel beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience. How you spend your free time is up to you. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your weapon's range and your unit's strengths on the battlefield.
Man, the animations are really good in this.
Plus, each of the four main characters comes
Yeah,
with
wow.
their own
This has
special
got to be the
techniques.
best looking Fire Emblem game so far.
By using these
For
techniques
sure.
to the fullest, you might turn the tide of battle.
Oh, did he just set up Divine Vein Haze there?
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
You look upon the promised one, who will route you here and guide the living to salvation. How did it feel to upheave the world? Begone from us, the darkest dark.
The Darkest Dark. What a creative name for the bad guys. Okay, so also a release date. Very interesting. Yeah, there was a leaked date for this game. I think it was sometime in July, like July 12th or somewhere around there. So the actual release date looks like it's going to be September 17th, which is actually not that far off from the quote-unquote leaked date. So, yeah, not too much longer of a wait for this game. I don't have a Switch 2, actually, so not really sure what I'm going to do to play this. I might just borrow a friend's Switch 2 for a little to play it, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll run it back. We'll take a look at some of the finer details real quick before we get out of here. All right, we can just rewind with the back button. All right, so let's take a look at the map here. So the Dagden Empire, this is somewhere in Fodland. Amalthea. I think that's like, where is Almyra? Isn't that somewhere around here? Not like I know my Fodland map, but yeah, I would have to imagine that all that stuff would be somewhere around here. All right, and then, of course, we have all this. We got fake Duma. You know, he kind of looks a little bit like Sothis. not really. More like Seiros, I would say, because his hair color is kind of similar to Seiros's, and then he's got the pointed ears. So that means he's not your average human here. Yeah, very interesting. Now, I've heard a lot of people say this is a prequel to Three Houses. So we have Big Sothis. How does that work? So in the past, she was an adult, and then in the future, she's going to de-age into a baby? Like, I don't get it. How does that happen? I guess we're going to find out in this game, right? Yeah, very interesting. And then, of course, we have the 4 main characters right here. So we have Kai, Letta, Dietrich, and Theodora. I got to go with Alucard, but Theodora is looking at me, man. I might go with her, maybe for like a second playthrough, or I might even just do a coin toss on one of these two, because I think also, her headdress there kind of looks like Seiros's a little bit as well. Yeah, that's real interesting there. Kai is probably the one that I like the least out of these 4. He just seems like boring, generic anime protagonist. Not really anything interesting going on. And he's trying to win the tournament to save his dad or something. Yeah, not really sure what that's all about. And then we have her, the songstress, who plays guitar, which is pretty cool. I mean, they had some killer guitar solos in Engage, so maybe she'll be shredding on that guitar. Yeah, so it says here, an elegant, battle-ready swordsman for Dietrich. Kai, a kind-hearted boy from Ribera Village. Then Theodora, Queen of Saramis. Oh, so she's the only actual royalty by the looks of it. And then Letta, a musician out for revenge. Who is she getting revenge on? All right, and then of course we have the TMS character back there.
Victory as they weave their own unique tale. Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways.
Yeah, man, I can't get over how good the animations look, because you guys have been seeing me react to some of those Shadows trailers and just talking up the animations so much. Like, imagine if the game actually looked like that, and it looks like this is what that is. Like, the game actually looks like the trailer for once.
Techniques at the training grounds.
All right, yeah, and then, of course, you have the daily nonsense. This is, like, my least favorite thing that they've done in Fire Emblem, and they just keep going with it more and more. So, obviously, I'm in the minority with this. It seems like the monastery, quote-unquote, feature is something that everybody likes, so they're just going to keep on doing it pretty much from now on. Seems like it's going to be similar to how, like, Zelda, Breath of the Wild came out, and everybody loved that game. So from now on, every Zelda game is just going to be Breath of the Wild again. I know that's going to grate on a lot of old heads, but yeah, that's what it looks like for Fire Emblem now, is everybody loved the monastery, so that's just going to be what it is now. Going to be in every game from this point forward. And then these emu guys.
I'm figuring it out. Recruit new allies.
Nine. She kind of reminds me of Flane a little bit. The hair is kind of similar there. Maybe she's related to Flane and Seteth. Then we have, of course, you can exit if you want to journey outside to train. It looks like that's an option. And Striped Wolf.
Beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience.
Why are we fighting wolves for no reason?
Daxian's walls to gain experience.
Interesting.
How you spend your free time is up to you.
Oh, is that? Hold on. The way this was set, this kind of reminded me of Echoes a little bit right here.
Free time is up to
So she's like running around. She opened a chest. It looks like she may be in some kind of cave here. That reminds me in Echoes how you can go into the overworld. Well, not overworld. How do I explain this? You kind of go into the dungeon crawler where the game changes from Fire Emblem into SMT almost, where you run around the map and then you can get a preemptive strike on the monsters that are in the cave and so on and so forth. And you can look around and find treasure and stuff. That's actually a really fun feature. I like that from Echoes. So if something like that is in this game as well, I think that would be pretty fun. I would much prefer having that as opposed to the monastery. Like, just go to wherever you want to do something and then just do it, pretty much.
You. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your weapon's range and your unit's strengths on the battle.
Yeah, so, of course, I mean, they just showed her off. What was her name again? Well, this is Sirocco. This guy is a shaman. But I wanted to highlight her, Ursula. So she's got Deadeye. She's got a longbow, so she's got extra reach. See her stats right there. Very low hit rate. Probably because she's attacking from far away with the longbow.
And your unit's strengths on the battlefield. Plus, each of the 4 main characters comes with their own special techniques.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of this in the
By
first
using
trailer,
these
too.
techniques to the fullest, you might turn the tide.
And then this is straight out of Faye. This guy sets up Divine Vein Haze right there. Interesting. Man, look at what Faye has done. Now the main games are going to start getting complicated like this now. Dude, when Fire Emblem Heroes came out, it was supposed to be a simplified mobile version of the mainline games. And now, Faye has overtaken the complexity of the mainline games by like tenfold. So, and now, in order to keep up, the mainline games have to get complicated too. This is not what we like about Fire Emblem, is complexity. We like it. It's more fun when it's just simple. Like, think the Game Boy Advance games. They're very simple, easy to understand, and just so much more satisfying because of it.
Battle.
Rejoice with me!
Yeah, and then we have, these are the villains, the Darkest Dark. So we had those who slither, and now we have the Darkest Dark. the Fodlan bad guys need a better name, man. They need some better nomenclature for these villains. All right, so this villain, she's got like Sothis colored hair there. She might be some kind of, I don't know, what do we want to call Sothis? We want to call her a dragon, even though she's not actually a dragon. I think she's just from space. So maybe these people are from the same place as Sothis.
At the advent of the underworld.
Yeah, you could see the pointed ears there for a sec on this bad girl here. Yeah, so she may be related to Sothis in some way. And then check out this horde of monsters there. There's a giant, like, they have giant monsters, giant orcs and stuff.
Look upon the
That's cool.
One, who will route you here and guide the living to
Is this,
salvation.
hold on, is this Saros, by the way? Saros didn't use a lance, I don't think. But the fact that they're being very secretive about this character.
How did it feel to upheave the world? Begone from us, the darkest dark.
Yeah, so, alright, that's pretty much everything in this trailer. We did a little bit of a secondhand glance there. And before we get out, wouldn't be a Tacho video these days if I don't talk about the NBA. So, my God, these boys, these bums, how are they going to go to San Antonio and win 2 straight? And then we come back home and they can't even get one in the Garden. After people spend record-breaking numbers on tickets. I think, like, the most expensive tickets for this game went for over $100K. Can you believe that? Like, imagine spending that much money to get floor seats for a Knicks game. And then these bums just get blown. Well, they didn't get blown out, but they lost. It was kind of close towards the end. They had a chance to maybe come back, but Nah, they needed to play a lot better. Cat didn't really do much in this game, which he was pivotal in the first two, which is why they were able to win so clean. But yeah, man, there's our daily NBA dosage. Let me know your thoughts on Fortune's Weave in the comment section down below, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.